And for those of you that just joined us, we have actually gone out and gotten most of our best Kizombeiros and Kizombeiras from the United States, and we are talking to them. We're trying to find out what is this phenomenon going on with this great dance that seems to have no frontiers. Kizomba, a native dance of Angola. Today, or right now I should say, I do have Mr. Baixinho de Semba. Welcome to Lusophonea.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it looks like you even acquired a Portuguese name, Baixinho.
Yes.
Right. Is that really because of your height?
It started that way, yes.
Yeah. Now, where are you originally from, just to...
I'm from the Philippines.
You're from the Philippines.
Yes.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your background and how did you get involved in Kizomba. Let's first start. Initially, were you a dancer?
No, I was not.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the Baixinho do Semba when he was really Baixinho, when he was really little.
Well, like you said, I'm from the Philippines. I was born and raised there. I emigrated into the US when I was 10 years old and just been living here ever since. And growing up, I was very active in school, playing sports. And after I graduated, it's like you go to university, you try to try to study different things, and dancing for me was, I just kind of fell into it.
Okay, you didn't study music or dance?
No, I did not.
Okay, so what was your major in?
I took up marketing and management.
Now, let's talk about how did you get introduced into Kizomba?
I got introduced to Kizomba by accident. I started dancing back in 2008.
Okay.
And with Latin dances, salsa, bachata, merengue. And there was a festival that I attended, and at the time there was at a free hour, and looking at the schedule, they said I saw a Kizomba O-level, and I was curious because at the time I wasn't doing anything, so I walked into this room. From what I saw is the instructor breaking down the movements, and as we were rotating, I was able to pick up the basic steps that they were doing. And then once the music started, I was like, this is something different. It's a lot different from salsa, it's a lot different from bachata, and it was just very foreign to me. And I just wanted to know more information.
You stuck around.
Yeah, I just stuck around.
And you have been doing it since then.
Yeah.
Now, what is the one thing that you think that has captivated you towards Kizomba?
Captivated me towards Kizomba? I would say it's pretty cool to go into a party, go and meet complete strangers, and after sharing one dance of Kizomba, you walk away as friends.
Right. What places have you gone to, and which of these places have probably marked you the most as far as your Kizomba experience?
Well, I didn't start dancing Kizomba until November of 2012.
Oh, okay.
So officially I started Kizomba November 2012. I met a gentleman who came from Portugal. So when I was talking to him, at the time I was living in New York. So I took his classes once a week for 4 weeks, and come January of 2013, he moved to a different city.
So did you by that time though pick up the basics, or you were not even fully introduced to it?
I wasn't fully introduced to it, no.
Okay, so then how do you move on from that point?
So what I did was I went on Google. I searched Kizomba at the time at Tri-State, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and then I searched outside of that Tri-State and whichever results that came up, I went.
Okay.
I visited San Francisco, LA, Houston. I drove up north to Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, until I got really addicted, and eventually went across the pond and ended up in Europe. I went to Portugal, Paris, Spain, Prague.
Now, at that point, you're just learning how to dance. You're basically mastering the craft.
Yes. So I wanted to know more information, and with me, at first, during my travels, I met and came in contact to different instructors and different people. And at the time, some people were saying the same things and other people were saying something completely different. And for me, I was like, well, who do you listen to? Who's right, who's wrong? And the more I dug into it and figure out, okay, where did this dance come from? Where did it originated? Who started it? And which led me back to a gentleman who I call and consider my mentor, Master Pechu.
Okay. And that's, where is he based?
Master Pechu is currently based in Lisbon, Portugal.
Okay. So you basically left the US and you went to Portugal.
Yes.
How long did you stay in Portugal?
I had multiple trips in Portugal, and I would stay a week at a time.
Oh, wow. Great. Now, today you're basically considered one of the masters of Kizomba in the US, and you are coming down also to be part of the big event that they're going to have, Kizomba Summit.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, do you already consider yourself a Kizomba master?
Kizomba master, I am far from it.
You're far from it.
Such
a humble individual.
I'm always learning. There's always something new to learn. There's always room to improve.
Exactly.
And whenever you call yourself a master, then
that means that
you're done.
Well,
That's
but
it.
I think that I beg to differ a little bit, because sometimes even a master can also learn from a student.
Yes.
Right. Yes. You teach the student the basics, and that student may innovate certain things, and then you, as a master, would also learn some of that innovation, and that allows you to learn also. Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's a nice living experience.
Yes.
Right. How did you get introduced into Semba?
Well, as I dug into the history and origin of Kizomba, I was informed that Kizomba came from Semba. So I wanted to know more about it. And working alongside Mr. Pichu, Vanessa, just to name a few instructors and mentors that I've been, and they were telling me that one came from the other. And so because one comes from the other, there's Semba music and there's Kizomba's music. Because the music changed, then the dance changed. And that's
basically how you transitioned basically from Kizomba into Semba.
Absolutely.
So Kizomba was your first introduction, and then you went to Semba.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you see the need of probably more Angolans or more Angolan involvement into the Kizomba movement here in the United States, or what's your take on that?
I believe that we need more involvement, yes. Because for us who's non-Angolan, for us who knows very little to, or has no information, no training when it comes to Kizomba, if the Angolan community, because it's part of their culture, is able to now share some of that information with us, I think it would be beneficial for both.
I'm loving this conversation. Now let's talk a little bit about the Semba show.
I prefer the traditional.
The traditional. Okay.
I always believe less is more. There's beauty in doing something simple. What people see on YouTube, what people see on videos, the Semba show, as you mentioned, those are meant for stage and performances, and hence they call it the show.
Exactly.
I personally like and enjoy being in a social dance floor.
Okay.
And when I'm in a social dance floor, I like to enjoy myself with my partner, enjoying the music, and we're not there to put a show for everybody else. We're there to enjoy each other.
Now, if people needed to get in touch with Baixinho de Semba, how would they reach you?
You can search just on Facebook, Baixinho de Semba, and you can reach me that way.
Now, do you have a company or an organization that you primarily attached to, or you are pretty much an independent freelancer?
Currently, just independent.
Independent freelancer. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? It's been lovely, man. Thank you for coming out. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
LUSOPHONEA. Yes, it's been a pleasure.
Muito obrigado.
De nada. So you picked up some Portuguese also, all right? And you picked up food also?
Food, of course.
Yeah. What plate or what dish is your favorite?
I like the fungi.
Oh, you like fungi?
Fungi.
You like fungi?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. For those of you that are watching and don't know, fungi is actually a traditional dish for Angolans. It's basically what West Africans call fufu. What they do is they take the yuca, they put it in water. After it stays in water, I think for a few days, then they dry it and then they pound it. And they use that flour to actually make this pasty dish, and that's what you would eat with beef stew or fish and things of that sort. A very delicious dish, very traditional to Angola, and many people do like it. All right, my brother, thank you.
Ciao.
All right, ciao. Stay tuned because we have more coming. You're watching Lusophonia.